NVIDIA stop loss. I'm making this during a live video. As predicted, the stock popped up and people are trimming again. And a few of you have got tripped up with your stop losses. A lot of people have used leverage to buy this individual stock, something I would never do. I only own the S&P 500, so you know I'm not pumping and dumping stock. I own about 6.7% of NVIDIA. Of course, the NVIDIA through S&P, which is about 14 grand, something like that. So it's my biggest position within the S&P, of course. And so is it second to it, Microsoft? Let me just check that a moment, as I know I'm making this live, but I've just realized, is it second to NVIDIA? Top 10 holdings, beg your pardon. There we go, NVIDIA. Just correct myself there slightly. Yeah, 6.2. I beg your pardon, 6.2. Microsoft is 6.7 and Apple is 6.9. It's the third largest. It's about 13, 14 grand. But Microsoft and Apple are both spending with NVIDIA, so they're kind of all interlinked. Anyway, I just wanted to just clarify and update that. It was third, it's my third largest, not my largest. The nature of this video is to talk about stop losses. Many of you got stopped out last night, and let's talk about it. Are you a trader or are you an owner of a business? We all know. We've seen it. We know that we know where NVIDIA came from. We know where it's going. We know the future as much as anyone can predict the future. We know it's a very, very, very good business. Its balance sheet is one of the best balance sheets of any stock ever. Its cash position, its position in the market, its dominance, its margins, its profits, its management, the way it's funded, the way it's run. We know we want to own the business. We know that. Anyone who doesn't know that then probably shouldn't be watching this show right now. We know it's a $200 stock within 12 months. Where's it going to be in 5, 10 years? We don't know that. We can speculate all day long, but nobody knows. People will tell you all kinds of nonsense, but they don't know. We can only know from the balance sheet and the numbers that we're looking at today. That's all we can know. And we know by calculating its customers, its numbers, balance sheets, profits, blah, blah, blah. We know it's a $200 stock. So we want to own that business because now we can buy it for $119. Well, last night, 130, I think it peaked at. Now it's 120, now it's 119. We've seen some trading going on. Right now, some of you decided to put stop losses in. Now, remember, stop losses only work throughout the market hours. All right, trailing stop losses, the same thing, only works throughout the trading day. Doesn't work 24/7. If you want to put a buy order or a sell order at a certain price, yes, but the trailing stuff only operates throughout the main order. That's throughout the main session. Some of you decided to put a stop loss in. Now, a stop loss just before an earnings, when you've just bought the stock, in my opinion, is suicide. Is the worst thing you can do. And let me explain why. If you bought the stock years ago and you paid $1 for it, I'm just picking a number out of the air, and you decided that if it dropped to $100 last night, you would sell some. Fair enough. Maybe. Still a bad idea. But you bought it for $1. It went from 130 down to 100. You sold it at 100. Fine. You got out, you protected your money because you think it's going to go lower, right? That's what a stop loss is for. You think it's not going to go to $100. That's where I set my stop loss. I think it could fall to 50. So I want to get out at 100 and buy it back at 50. Fine. Remember, play chess, not checkers. Don't react to what's just happened. Be proactive and lead the decision making. Don't react to everybody else. Let everybody react to you. Be the general, be the leader, decide what your positions are 4 or 5 moves ahead. So if you like the business and you believe the business is going to $200, which we know it is by looking at the numbers, and we research numbers and balance sheets, we know that. So why do I want to sell it $100? It's crazy. I understand if you bought it for $1, and it went to 130 and then it pulls back to 100 and now you want to get out. But remember, even if you do that and you've made $99 profit on every share, even that, I mean, it's great, you've made a profit. Now you're going to pay tax on it if you've done it on your main brokerage and you're a taxpayer. Remember that. So there's another 20% capital gains. Remember that. You're now out of the stock. You're now having to buy it back in again. Let's say it does go to 100, it sells at 100 and then straight back up, which we know it's going to go up. You're going to miss out. Now, it doesn't matter if you miss out. It doesn't matter that your next door neighbor just won the lottery. You didn't buy a ticket. You wasn't in it. It doesn't matter that I could go out tonight and do a bit of networking down in Dallas and have a chat with a few hobnobs hobnobs is the rich people of Dallas, because I know all those people, and I hobnob around a little bit and I get myself a gig for $5,000 tonight. I haven't missed out because I'm not going down to Dallas today. I'm sitting here talking to you for about 1 cent per person. How crazy am I? But there you go. It's not about the money. So you can't be upset with what you don't have. So if it does go down to 100 and it trips out and sells, you could have got more, but you still made $99 a share. You bought it at 1, sold it at 100, $99. Get on with it. You've made money. Who cares? It doesn't matter what you don't have. It matters what you do have. And be happy and excited and passionate and full of love for everything, because you've got something. You've got something. Doesn't care. It doesn't matter if somebody else has got more than you. You've got something. You've made money, right? However, understand the business. There's no point setting a stop loss on a business that you understand is going up. What's the point of that? The stock is going to bounce around because it's priced to perfection. People will take profit from this. They want to get out so they can drive it down. Now, this is a very important point. I want to add this. If a stock does well on earnings, and last night NVIDIA did, everything we heard from NVIDIA was great. As an owner, everything they said last night was great. I heard from the CEO, CFO, and they're telling me my business is good. Brilliant. As an owner, I'm thumbs up. I'm very excited. I'm holding it. As a trader, I don't really care about the business. I'm just buying the momentum, the movement. If I think it's going to go down, I might short it. I never short stocks, ever. Going against everybody working at the business when you're just sitting in your dark room at home, messing around on an app. How ridiculous is that? The greatest minds are working at NVIDIA to build and make and build and do something, but you know better. You're going to try and short the stock. Thank you, Marcus. Welcome.
Coaster has become a member.
Welcome to the family. I'll give you perks and benefits at the end of making this video. So I want to own the business. And what I learned last night was great. I don't want to get stop loss triggered, whatever it might be. Someone once asked Warren Buffett, what does it feel like to be 120 million down today? I'm not down, he said. I still own my businesses. They're still working for me, making me money. The stock price has gone down. Who cares? Who cares? I just buy more if it goes on sale, and if I can lower my cost basis, that's all I need to do. So a stop loss on a great business that you understand, really understand it, is absolutely bonkers, is ridiculous, is silly, because the moment you get tripped out, you're chasing the stock. Now what do I do? Did you consider that? Did you consider when it's sold, what do you do next? What am I chasing next? Where am I going next? You don't know, do you? You've got no idea. You're reacting to the market. A stop loss, in my opinion, is only beneficial if you're buying a load of rubbish and the momentum switches. In other words, you buy, I just use this as an example, FFIE, GameStop, Binky Bonk coin. It's a rubbish business, has no place on the stock market, rubbish management, it's in debt, going bankrupt, has no purpose, doesn't produce anything, a load of nonsense. It's trending up. Everyone's buying it because some clown on YouTube said to buy it. And now you're up. You put a stop loss in because that could drop like that and go to zero. So I didn't own it. I didn't care about it. I just took money from it. That is what a stop loss is for. Remember, a stop loss, a trading loss, a buy order, All of these things only benefit one person. And I've always looked at life like this. If it benefits everybody else in business, not in personal life like this, in business, it's not good for me. In other words, if the bank is making money, I'm losing. Correct. They're lending you money out. They're not paying you anything. If you're paying interest on your credit card, they're making money. I'm losing. The same thing, right? Be very, very careful using stop losses on quality. Great on rubbish. You're not even an investor. You're just simply trading momentum. So stop losses is not a good idea on a great business that you own. It just trips you up. Now you're playing catch up. Now you're paying taxes on a stock which you may have lost money on. If you buy it back tomorrow, you got your tax wash, you got your wash rule you might not know about. You end up posting a loss, thinking you can claim tax back and you can't because you've already bought back. Now you're chasing the market. You're constantly losing. How many of you constantly say, why am I always losing? Whenever I buy, it goes down. The moment I sell, it starts going up because you're playing catch up. You're using the tools that were given to you by the brokerage, which only benefit the brokerage. Remember, even with Robinhood, which is free to trade, they do buy for order flow. They wholesale out millions of trades at once and make microscopic trades and profit. Overall, they make money. You don't see it, you don't care, but they make money. They make money every single time you trade. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. Be the person who always makes money for themselves as an investor. Don't have to trade because you can trade. Trading doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win. 95% of day traders lose. Do you think you're better than everybody else? Probably. Probably you think because you've got a little room with lots of screens and lights and flashing lights and lots of charts, you think you're better than everyone else. Do you know if you go to the New York Stock Exchange, there's nobody there. There's a handful of people on the floor with all the machines. The machines are working and doing just algorithmic trades. They're programmed to do what they do. There's nobody there like there used to be years ago going buy, 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 buy. Jim Cramer tries to pretend there are, but they're not. There's no one there. No one's stuffing it over to you. There's no conspiracy theory telling you to sell the market so we can all make money. Omar, with millions of subscribers, who's a convicted gambler, had millions of people follow him buying FFIE, all gamblers, saying divine intervention would save us. I've never heard of that before. No, if you buy rubbish, no one's going to save you. Right? And people followed him because they thought, well, if we all follow some guy on YouTube, we're all going to make money. Not if there's no fundamental value to it, because in a minute, everyone's going to dump it on you. There's no conspiracy going on. Wall Street are trying to stuff it to the little man. So let's form a gang and let's fight back like Roaring Kitty and GameStop. Rubbish. Handful of people made money. Everybody else lost money. You never hear about those people. They don't have a big voice on YouTube. Millions behind the scenes going, I didn't make any money, I lost money. Roaring Kitty made money, you know about him, and a handful of others. So, stop losses. Don't use a stop loss if it is a great business you want to own. You just end up losing. I'm now going to answer another question about margin, and I'm going to cover that. All about NVIDIA, over-leveraging and margin. Click above my head, down below in the description. I'll post that video over here and I'll put maybe the NVIDIA earnings here. I haven't even decided yet. Something amazing, something brilliant. Go and check it out. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.